Well, the trade deadline looming tomorrow at 1 p.m. The Raiders will certainly be looking to make some moves. Senior sports reporter Nick Walters joins me in studio with a look at what the Silver and Black could do at the deadline. Nick.
Yeah, Tina, the Raiders' window to make a deal with another team will close tomorrow afternoon at 1 and won't reopen until the new league year starts next March. So let's see who on the Silver and Black could change colors this week. Starting with the superstars, wide receiver Davante Adams has voiced frustration with the team's direction this year and has been the subject of trade speculation. Despite the recent buzz about Adams possibly wanting out, he recently told sportscaster Rich Eisen that he intends to stay in Las Vegas.
I'm not happy at every moment with the way things go, but I'm definitely proud to wear this uniform and proud to go out there with my teammates and try to put greatness on display week in and week out.
The Raiders' 3-4 start hasn't always gone according to plan, but don't think that their solution is selling off face of the franchise and defensive cornerstone Max Crosby. As for Josh Jacobs, even if the defending rushing champ has struggled on a one-year deal that he signed in August, he's likely not going anywhere. So who's more likely to be on the trade block? Most of Hunter Renfrow's success with the Raiders came under a different regime, the slot receiver's role in the offense shrinking since the arrival of Josh McDaniels. Renfrow has posted just 8 catches on 12 targets this season, and the Raiders would save $7 million in cap space if they moved Renfrow.
I think Hunter's a great guy. I think Hunter's had a really productive career so far, and again, I think part of this is I need to focus on the things I can do to help that continue to improve, and we have other players too.
Owner Mark Davis has publicly voiced that the team is looking to improve and not rebuild as the trade deadline looms. That could mean only making small splashes, if any at all. But given the Raiders' dwindling playoff odds, it's fair to wonder if draft capital or young talent could tempt the front office to play for the future.
Yeah, Nick, as we both just mentioned, the trade deadline tomorrow at 1 p.m. Seems like the writing is on the wall for slot receiver Hunter Renfrow. A lot of conversations heating up right there, and it seems like he really hasn't been utilized a lot this season.
Right. You know what? The Raiders' pass catchers have changed so much since Renfrow's breakout year in 2021.
That's right.
Of course, last year, the Raiders make a blockbuster signing of Davante Adams, giving the former Packer a 5-year mega deal to be, at the time, the highest paid wide receiver ever. Then this past offseason, they go to New England and snag a guy that's kind of in that Belichick-McDaniels tree in wide receiver Jacoby Myers. And Myers has made some plays this year. Meanwhile, you trade, or not trade, but you really give up Darren Waller and replace him with a second-round tight end in Michael Mayer. Really, Renfrow gets lost in the shuffle here, and that's where you see only 12 targets on the year so far. Of course, injury really did hurt him last season. He was put on IR for about a month stretch, but this year he's healthy and he's just 27, so maybe a wide receiver needy team out there could give the Raiders some generous compensation.
And I'm interested to see what team, if they're able to deal him, because he's got a contract that's cap hit about $13 million. It's gonna be hard to find a team that can really take that on.
Exactly, but there's always going to be teams out there that are needy for wide receivers and also cornerback depth. You look at a guy like David Long, right, who was signed this offseason from the Rams to a 1-year deal, only playing 27% of the snaps so far this year, and a lot of that came in that ugly Week 7 loss at Chicago. So maybe the Raiders look to move a depth piece to, again, get a better player at a position of need like linebacker, or maybe if they decide to plan for the future a little bit and get a good offer, get some picks.
Yeah, I think if the Raiders do make some moves, no matter what, they'll need to find a player that can make an immediate impact, because this is a team that all the GMs in the league know right now, this team is in desperate need of wins. So you mentioned depth right there. They need depth at linebacker, cornerback, right tackle, right guard. They're going to really need a player that can make an immediate impact.
Yeah, it's a pivot point game tonight, 3-4,
Absolutely.
maybe 3-5 or 4-4. We'll see.